What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Rel, back with another video. Today I'm gonna give you my opinion on the pros and cons of going to college as a graphic designer, so stay tuned to check it out. Peace. What up, y'all? Thank you for coming back. If you're new, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate you for joining the family. My guy, Financially Savvy Parent, inspired this video. This comment right here made me think about the whole pros and cons of going to college, and if you really need it, let's get into it. Pro number one, finding yourself. Now, all of this is going to be in my opinion and in my experience, but college forced me to push my boundaries. Going to school, it pushed my boundaries. It taught me how to try something new, and I instantly fell in love with graphic design. I became obsessed with it. Back then, Photoshop was like $700. Illustrator was another $7. I bootlegged them. Don't ask me how. That's illegal. But I bootlegged my copies, and it just forced me to get out of my comfort zone. Back then, all I knew was about drawing and painting. I never knew there was a whole nother side to digital creating and creating posters, flyers, banners, business cards, t-shirts, stuff like that. I never knew anything like that. So that was definitely a pro for me. Just learning about the industry in general, it pushed me to fall in love with it and learn new things and just finding my passion with graphic design. Since 2006 till today, I've designed every day since then. I've never looked back. So for me, that's a pro. Another pro for college, it forced me to see things differently. It forced me to, not only step out my boundaries, but to meet people of different walks of life. And I'm still friends with a lot of these people I went to Pratt with. So meeting people from Miami, meeting people from Texas, Tennessee, Alabama, like just meeting all these different walks of people, it made me see things differently. It made me expand my horizon. So for me, that right there is a pro in itself, because it's made me a better designer, more well-rounded, and being able to work with people from different walks of life, stuff like that. So I think that was a pro. College helped me find myself. It also helped me find a lot of great people, a lot of people that have changed the way I view things, and they changed my life just in general. College also taught me accountability. I'm paying to go to school there. So if I'm late for class, if I didn't miss class, if I didn't just been lazy and didn't feel like going, because they're not going to force you to go. They'll just drop you from the class. They ain't going to call your parents. They, like high school, they'll probably call your parents, middle school, something like that. They're not going to do that in college. You're paying to go here. So if you don't show up, that's on you. Like in high school, I didn't miss one day that my parents didn't know about. I was always in school. I didn't ditch but one time, and that was the last day of school. And I felt like I'm graduated. I'm out of here. High school didn't teach me accountability, but college, it definitely did. Because when I started sleeping in and missing class and kicking it and partying and chilling with the bros and staying up all night playing NBA Live 06, I am old. I'm washed.
You 36!
Oh my God, I'm old. But playing Live 06 on the PS2 and then camping out for the Xbox 360, those experiences I wouldn't miss those for anything. That was so dope to just drive from Pratt to Kansas with my guys, and we go camp out for an Xbox 360. We didn't even get it, and driving around, seeing people camping out for them, and us going on road trips that my parents didn't know about, driving from Pratt to Lawrence, Kansas, KU, and those experiences and just that stuff like that, man, that was amazing. College, aside from accountability and showing up and knowing that I gotta pay for these classes, it taught me organization. When you run a business, you gotta be organized. You gotta have a set plan. You gotta know exactly what you're doing. You can't be wasting money on stuff like that. College taught me about all that. When I was at school, my parents sent me money, but for the most part, I was on my own. I had to figure it out, because back then there was no Cash App, there was no PayPal that I know about. They could send you money orders, which Western Union, but Western Union, if they're gonna send you 100, Western Union gonna take like $15. So what's the point, So I had to lean on my friends a lot. We leaned on each other. We would take each other to the grocery store. We would, put money together and get food together. And it taught me to be organized, because if I ain't got no food, I'm gonna be hungry as hell until they open up the lunchroom. And if you ain't got no money for the lunchroom, you just broke. You just assed out. It taught me to be organized. And those things that I learned back then, I still use today in my business. Having to stand up in front of a class and tell them about my life story and hating every second of it. I hated public speaking, but now I'm speaking in front of a camera and I'm speaking to the public. So things that I hated back then, they helped me build a foundation for today. So those are definitely pros for me. Independence. If you ain't got a support system, you got to learn how to be independent and learn how to hold your own and learn how to just do things on your own and go places by yourself and not needing a crowd of people, not needing a group of people. Yes, I had friends in college, but I'm a loner at heart. I'll spend days on end in the house just working and not saying a word, just grinding on my business, grinding on my goals. So college taught me how to deal with that. College taught me how to just be okay with being by myself. And when I transferred to Middle Tennessee State in 2008, that was a 13-hour drive by myself. I had a lot of time to just think and to just, I'm moving across the country, essentially from Kansas to Tennessee. I was just 21, trying to hoop, just trying to figure it out. And I was by myself until I met new people. But for the first 3 months, I was just on my own and touring the city, going to Nashville, doing all these things by myself. And it built the foundation for today when I travel to different cities and I'm a solo traveler. I went to San Diego by myself. San Diego is absolutely fucking beautiful. It let me know that it's okay to do things by myself, be on my own and be independent. So another pro, experiences as a graphic designer that you learn in school, like little tricks of the trade that'll help you. So a lot of my teachers taught us where to find inspiration. They help you hone in on picking apart other people's artwork in a good way so that not only can you critique it, but you can take something from it without stealing from it. These skills are what I use today. Like when we put these mood boards together, design these logos, these websites and stuff like that. I'm looking for something that maybe someone else doesn't see. College taught me how to find inspiration and how to use it in my favor. They taught me how to interview for jobs. Man, listen, I feel like I've always been marketable. I've always had a clear way of speaking, but there's certain things that they tell you, what to wear, what colors might set off something in one of your interviewers' mind to make them want to hire you, to be likable. Not only do they help us interview for jobs, but they would even be co-signers for us. Like they gave us good credit in a way that, oh, this person? Yeah, I know him. Okay, yeah, he was my teacher over here at Oklahoma Christian, over here at Middle Tennessee State, over here at Pratt, and you pretty much got the job just based on the teacher you had. Because they're all connected, they all know each other, and it was crazy for me. Like I was like, damn, that is insane. I'd be halfway across the country and they'd see my resume and I'd get the job just based on who I knew. And it was my teachers, so not only do they help you interview, but the networking was crazy. Another pro was I got an internship at Staple Gun advertising agency here in Oklahoma City. This is when I was at Oklahoma Christian. That was so dope. It sparked my brain to want to have my own agency, want to have my own way of doing things. I didn't end up getting a job at Staple Gun. They didn't have any openings for any graphic designers, but to me it was just dope to see like a whole environment of creatives. Everybody had their own desk. It was like an open space full of just creatives, and I thought that was my dream job back then, like something like that's where you dress up, show up, you do your job, you look clean, and you work on big projects. I don't think they're open anymore. I think they're closed. I'm not quite sure. I did Google it yesterday and it said temporarily closed, which to me that just means permanent, because a lot of companies closed during COVID and never reopened, and it still says temporary, which that was like 2 years ago. It's over, right? Shout out to Staple Gun. That was dope. Thank you for the experience. Also, having college on your resume, which is an outdated way of thinking in my opinion, but it is a pro. It boosts your earning potential, because when people see you went to college, they automatically think you're polished, you're ready to go. It's kind of like NBA draft, where you go to school for 1 year, one and done, and you out of there. They go off of your potential. They think that you might be a valuable asset just, again, based on who you knew, what you learned in school, and what your portfolio looks like, your skills, all of that. They know that you're polished. A lot of graphic designers can design, but they can't tell you how they got to that point. A lot of design work is being able to tell people how you got to that point. What was your process on getting there? Instead of just going from point A to point Z, you need to be able to explain the whole process, and a lot of people can't do that, myself included. Sometimes I just be working, I'll just pop up and be like, here. But that's why I ended up working for myself, because I hate explaining my process to people. Like, as long as I got the work done, it shouldn't matter. But a lot of jobs want to know if you're copying somebody else's work. That's what the whole explaining your process is about. Another pro is expert feedback. Your college professors, they can critique your work. They can tell you where you messed up at. They can tell you what looks good and what looks wrong. They can tell you what certain jobs are looking for, what other universities are looking for, what you need to be doing to get these jobs, to get accepted into these universities, stuff like that. So expert feedback is definitely important if you're looking to stay in that realm. If you're looking to expand your knowledge on the field that you're going to school in graphic design. When I went to school, I got critiqued a lot. I got critiqued a fucking lot. They was on my head, bro, and I hated it. Like, I'm not against being critiqued. However, I'm against feeling like somebody's riding me.
What do you mean by that?
It actually helped me because when you're working with clients and they keep sending back changes, you need to be able to take a step back and not take it personally. This is their vision. This is what they want. It is what it is. It's not, has nothing to do with you. Okay? So be able to separate yourself from the artwork. And for a long time, that was my hardest thing to do. The last pro, networking. Again, this is a whole theme. Who you know can make you a whole bunch of fucking money. It can make or break your business. We are not all in a bubble. We're not all in a vacuum. We need each other in order to grow. You can't be a rogue designer thinking you about to make money. I've made way more money through referrals than I have from people finding me on Google. It is what it is, okay? So network. If you're in college or you want to go to college, anything like that, be sure while you're there to network, to meet as much people as you can, to build your group of creatives, and they'll make you a shit ton of money, I promise you. But the cons. Look, I don't give a fuck about none of them pros. You ain't got a full ride scholarship. Look, fam, you need to highly think about that's making the right move or not, because student loans can change your entire course of your life. It changes everything. Trust me, I know. You could be paying on these student loans for the next 15 to 20 to 25 to 30 years, fam. And that's just interest. You ain't even got to the principal yet. After 6 months of school, like once you graduate or you drop out or whatever, 6 months from that, you got to start making payments on your loans. Pay them shits off as fast as you can if you do go. Bruh, do not let them shits linger. They will ruin your credit. They gonna take your future money.
I can't eat. I'm broke. I'm broke.
They gonna garnish your checks. You don't want to play that game. All right, another con in my experience, you feel boxed in. This one was as big as the student loans for me because a lot of my teachers would critique me, and it helped me take a step back and not take everything so serious as far as my artwork. But they're critiquing me from their point of view. They're critiquing me from what they like. And to me, artwork is subjective. I might love a painting, you might hate a painting. Why do you get an F because I hate what you did? Or I love what you did, why you get an A? You know what I mean? It's subjective, and it would piss me off because I'm like, I always felt like I was being boxed in. I feel like I was being caged. They were trying to push their style on me, and I got my own style. I got a certain way of viewing life, and it just comes from living life. And a lot of artists are like that. A lot of artists get caged in, like they lose their creativity when they go to school. They lose their way of thinking, their way of viewing life, their way of creating just by going to school and being boxed in with these teachers, these professors that don't see the beauty in what they're creating. And my thing is, do not let that happen to you. You love what you create, embrace that shit. Double down on your shit. Keep creating. Do not let these professors, don't let these experts change the way you view your artwork, because they will if they can. Another con, you're rarely working on projects that pertain to your passion, and when you do work on projects, you're doing it for free. You're not getting paid. I always tell y'all, my first couple years of graphic design, my first 7, I was doing it for free because college. I was working on a lot of projects that they wanted me to work on, things that didn't matter to me. I'm talking about redesigning old school posters and shit. I'm like, why is it? I don't give a fuck about Van Gogh, bro. I don't care. You know, let me create something that matters to me. Something that I think is dope. Something that inspires me. No, they wasn't going. I had to recreate some of the dumbest shit. I had to sketch like just the dumbest ideas, and to me, that's taking the fun out of it. That's taking the soul out of my artwork, because I'm just creating what y'all want me to create. I'm not being able to work on shit that I want to work on. Schools are so rigid on what they want you to create. If you're gonna be doing this, you're gonna be working in school, be sure to have a side hustle. And I don't mean you need to be making money. No, I mean you need to be working on your skills outside of school, working on projects that save you. I'm not trying to over exaggerate, I mean it. Like, as artists, again, we use our soul to create. So work on things that feed your soul, to make you happy. You know, don't be out here just creating shit that they want you to create and then just leaving and just going home and dying on the inside. And hell no. Another con about college, taking classes that do not pertain to your passion or your major. Oh my God. Again, I'm taking math classes that I don't care. I know how to count money. I got calculators. I don't need to know about shit. What is that? Pythagorean theory or whatever the fuck.
Boy, if you don't get...
Why do I need that? I've never used it. I don't even know how to say it. What the fuck do graphic designers and artists and shit like that, why do you need this? I know how to count. I know how to send people my Cash App. I know how to send people my Wave apps invoice. I know my bank account knows how to count. My bills know how to count. I know how to count. I don't need that other shit. You know, I don't need to read Shakespeare in an English class. I don't need it, bro. Why am I here? I hated that. I hated it. I used to be so angry walking to a science class. I'm like, why the fuck am I going here? I need to be drawing. I need to be working on my artwork. Why do I have to spend the next 4 hours in a science class, in a math class, in an English class, in a philosophy class? Why the fuck do I need any of this? Again, that's a con for me. I got shit to do, bro. I'd rather be at the house working on my artwork, being free, painting, digital painting, working on my graphic design, building a website, whatever. I'd rather be doing that. So that's a con for me. Another con, learn different styles of design, but you're often learning from people who don't inspire you, people's work you don't like. I remember taking an art history class and just looking at this like, why am I here? This does nothing for me. I want to see, you know, people who inspire me, like Basquiat. Let me look at him. They don't even recognize him in them classes. Like, why am I learning from people who don't inspire me, who don't even live the culture that I live? In some cases, you're learning about people who they didn't even create it. They stole it. And then the art classes are boosting these people like they created it. These motherfuckers didn't create it. They stole it. So that's definitely a con for me. A con is learning about art from people who didn't create the shit. People who don't inspire you. People who, they do nothing for you. Why am I here? Why am I learning from people who stole this shit? Why? It's a con. Another con. You have to play the game to be successful. You have to play the game. You have to kiss ass. You have to stroke egos. All of that. I don't do that. I just don't. I just can't. Like, I'm not fake. I'm gonna tell you exactly how I feel. If I don't like you, I'm not gonna be around you. Anybody that knows me knows exactly how I am. I'm a genuine human being having a genuine experience. I don't want my experience to be that of someone who's kissing somebody's ass. I just don't. It's just not my thing. If you're gonna be successful in college and just most places, you gotta be able to play the game. For me, that's a con because I can't do it. I've never been able to lie. Never been able to be fake. I just can't. And I've seen people whose my work was better than, in my opinion, and people's around me's opinion, right? Versus someone whose work was just garbage. Like, it is what it is. And they got the job because they played the game. Or they got a higher grade than me because after class, they be in there stroking egos. You know, you see them in the teacher, like, random place, like in the lunchroom, hanging out, kicking it. This motherfucker got an A. What I get? I got a C+. Because I'm not playing the game. I'm coming in to do my job and I'm leaving, bro. I'm out of here. The last con of all, you might be in the wrong place. You might be someone who's a big thinker in a small box. You might be doing yourself a disservice by going to places you don't fit in. You don't fit in here because you're not cookie cutter. You're not here to play the game. You're not here to stroke egos. You're not here to do any of this. You're here for a bigger reason. You're here to do something different, to create something, build an empire. A lot of these people that be playing the games ain't building no fucking empires. They just trying to be a part of the empire. The people who don't fit in are the ones that are building the fucking empire, are building the structures, are creating new worlds and creating new experiences for people. It's harder for us because we're different for a reason. So if this is you, again, I'm sending you my love, but also stand on your shit, man. Be proud of who you are. Be proud of what you create, and don't let none of these cons deter you from the fact that you are a great artist, you're a great creative, and you're gonna change the world with your artwork soon, whether you know it or not. I believe in you. I hope you believe in you too. But before we get up out of here, guys, I wanted to say a lot of these experiences, you can have them by just living life. You know, this is just the way I learned them. I do think there is a positive by going to college, but I also see the downside and the cons. Man, and I don't blame anybody for going. However, in my opinion, I could have learned a lot of this shit on my own, but I don't regret the people I met. That's the end of the video. If you got something from it, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate y'all joining the journey, joining the team. Y'all have a great day. Peace.